Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you my Holy Grail liquid foundations for the summertime. And I also have some of my Holy Grail setting powders as well. So this is kind of like a current foundation and setting powder favorites, I guess. But I did do a video in the past featuring all of my favorite concealers, and I actually had a lot of requests in that video to do my favorite setting powders. So I figured instead of just doing just one category in today's video, I do two. So I have my favorite foundations and I also have my favorite setting powders. So the foundations that I'm going to be sharing are medium to full coverage. I think one or two of them may have more coverage than the others, but they're all breathable on the skin. Since it is the summertime, we don't want to have a foundation that's going to feel cakey, that's going to feel like it's too thick. We just want, you know, a breathable foundation that's going to make the skin look like skin, and it's just going to make everything look natural. So I have 5 to share with you guys, and I also have 4 of my Holy Grail setting powders to share with you guys as well. So if you guys are interested in seeing my current foundation and setting powder favorites, then let's go ahead and jump right in. So we're just going to start out with the drugstore foundations first. I only have 2 to mention to you guys, and the first one is by the brand Found. So you can purchase this at Walmart. I believe it's only sold at Walmart, but it is a drugstore foundation. So I did do a review on this foundation. You guys will see in that review how it blends out on the skin. You'll see how it looks. But I did do a review if you guys are interested in checking that out. But this is going to be a medium to full coverage foundation. It gives you a nice natural finish. It doesn't look like you have on foundation, which is what I like about it. The only thing I don't like about it though is you don't have enough, like there's not a good shade range in this. This is actually the deepest shade. This is in the shade, what is this color? It's deep, 180 deep. So they don't have anything deeper than this, but I do like the coverage. I like how it feels on the skin. It's kind of like I'm applying a BB cream because it's very lightweight. It doesn't feel like I'm applying a foundation on my skin, but you can build this up if you want to have that extra coverage. But I do like this for the summertime because it does feel lightweight on the skin. It looks really nice on the skin, and I just like how it wears throughout the day. And actually, before we go more into this video, let me let you guys know what type of skin I have, because I know a lot of you are just coming to my channel and you don't know what type of skin I have. So I consider my skin to be normal to oily. I have a very oily T-zone, so if I wear a full face of makeup, by the end of the day, this area in my face is oily. So my nose area, my forehead, and also my chin. And I usually get the most oiliness in this area. And the rest of my skin I would consider to be normal. It's not dry, it's not oily, it's just this part of my face gets really, really oily. So being that I have an oily T-zone, I try to use 2 different primers if I don't use just one. Especially on the long days when I'm at work. I do work an 8-hour shift, for those of you who don't know. I usually like to wear a mattifying primer on my T-zone, and then the rest of my face I'll wear something like a hydrating primer, which is the one by e.l.f. Cosmetics. You guys know that is my all-time favorite primer from the drugstore. Let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing a separate video on my favorite primers. You know, just what I use, what I like, what I don't like, then I would be more than happy to film that. Just let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing something like that on my channel. But yeah, I just want to go ahead and let you guys know what type of skin I have before we go more into depth with the foundations that I'm sharing. So anyway, this one by Found can be found at Walmart, and I just like how it looks on the skin. It looks very, very, very natural. It doesn't look like you have on any foundation at all. Pretty much all of the foundations that I'm sharing in today's video are going to look very natural on the skin, which is why I love them so much. So yeah, that is that. But again, this one is the Found Nourishing Liquid Foundation in the shade Deep. So this next foundation is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. This is the only foundation that I use specifically in the summertime, simply because the shade is a little dark and I tend to get a little darker when I'm out in the sun. And this one is in the shade Mocha. So I tried the shade before this one and it was a little too gray for my liking on my skin. So I just stuck with this one, and this one just looks better on my skin during the summertime when I'm a little bit darker. But it can even out once I apply my, you know, my concealer and the rest of my foundation. So it does look, you know, pretty presentable on my skin. But I do like this because it's very lightweight. This one is actually the only one in today's video that is going to be the most lightweight foundation that I'm sharing. So this is a very liquidy foundation, as you guys can see. It does come with like a little dropper. I don't really care for that part of the, you know, the packaging, but I love how it looks on my skin. I think I've done several tutorials in the past using this foundation, and I just like how this one, it literally, like, once I apply it on the face, it's kind of like, I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way when I apply this foundation, but it literally looks like I'm applying a dye on my skin. Like, it looks like it's a stain, like not a dye, but a stain, because it's so thin. And I use a beauty blender to apply this. I don't like how it looks when I'm applying it with a brush. I just feel like it blends out so much better, and it looks so much better when used with a beauty blender. This is literally the perfect foundation for the summertime. It's lightweight, it's gonna give you coverage, and it feels breathable on the skin. So it's not heavy on the skin. It doesn't look like you're wearing foundation. And like I mentioned earlier, pretty much all of the foundations that I'm sharing in today's video does not look like you're wearing foundation on the face. All right, so now let's talk about my top 3 foundations from Sephora that are my holy grails for the summertime. And the first one I want to talk about is the Cover FX Power Play Foundation. This has been literally my go-to, if not the one that I'm about to mention, my go-to foundation for the summer. I absolutely love the coverage of this. It does look really natural on the skin, and I like the fact that this is going to give me coverage, and I don't have to use a ton of this product just to get that full coverage. So even with one layer of this foundation, it looks really, really natural, and it's gonna give me that full coverage, which I love. So this is in the shade G100. Now, one thing I don't like about this foundation is the actual packaging. I don't like how it doesn't have a pump, and it is in like a little nice squeeze too, but I noticed when you're squeezing it, you can't really, like, it's kind of hard to squeeze it. So if the foundation is getting low, it's gonna probably be hard to get the rest of it out unless you just store it upside down on your vanity like this. But that's the only drawback from this foundation that I don't like, is the actual packaging. But as far as the product itself, I love, love, love it. This next one is by NARS, and if you have been watching me since day one, you guys know my all-time favorite foundation of all foundations is the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. So I don't have it in today's video to share with you guys, but I wanted to share the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation. Now, I have actually kind of grown to love this one. I wasn't a huge fan of it at first, but when I started using it more and more, I fell in love with it. And I still would choose the NARS Sheer Glow over this one. I don't know what it is about Sheer Glow, but that is holy grail status. Like I said, I don't have it to share in today's video because I am out, but that is one of them. So this is, I guess, a top 6 instead of a top 5 foundations for summer. So but yeah, this is the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation. I am in the shade Macao, but I like this because it gives me more of a coverage than the Sheer Glow, but it still feels very lightweight on the skin. So it's gonna look natural on the skin, it's gonna feel breathable, but it's going to give you coverage. But yes, I do love this even more than I did when I first started using it. So I actually did a video where I tested this side, well, not this side, but I tested this on one side of my face and compared it to the Bobbi Brown foundation on the other side. And in that video, I was just trying to see which foundation looked the best, like, all day on my skin. So if you guys haven't seen that video, I'm gonna have it down below for you guys so you can check it out after you get done watching this video. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of, you know, let you guys know my thoughts on the Sheer Glow and plus this one. But Sheer Glow, hands down, my favorite foundation of all high-end foundations. But I have been loving this one, and I like the fact that I don't have to use a lot of this to get that full coverage. So this again is in the shade Macao. So the very last foundation I have to share is actually what I have on right now, and that is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I have been talking about this non-stop ever since it came out. If you guys are not aware, Jackie Aina actually collabed with Too Faced to create more shades in this foundation. So this has been a favorite of mine for a while. It's just the fact that I didn't have that right shade, and now that I have my perfect match, I cannot put it down. But this is one of the best in my opinion, one of the best foundations that can be worn year round. And the reason why I like it for the summertime is because, I mean, like I said earlier in the video, I want something that's going to look nice on the skin. It's going to be breathable, and it doesn't look like I have on foundation, and that is what this does. Like, this literally looks like I have on, like, it just looks like my skin, but better. You guys will see in the video where I did a review on this, but that first layer, it gave me coverage, even though I went on with a second layer. But that first layer, you can see that it gives you a nice coverage. So if you want it to look natural and, you know, less cakey, even though you can, honestly, I don't think you can look cakey with this foundation, because it literally, like, when I say this is the most natural looking foundation that I have ever tried. And I don't think I mentioned the shade, but this is in the shade Chai. All right, so we're done with my Holy Grail foundations for the summertime. Let's go ahead and move on to my setting powders. So I'm gonna start out with some Drugstore like I did with the foundation, and then we're gonna work our way into the ones that I got from Sephora. So the first one I wanna mention is one that is not gonna come as a surprise to you guys, which is the e.l.f. Beauty Shield setting powder. You guys, if you're looking for a setting powder that's going to keep your concealer in place, it's not going to crease the concealer, and it's just going to look really pretty on the skin all day long for an affordable price, e.l.f. Beauty Shield, y'all, I'm telling you. I know they do sell these in Target. I have not seen them in CVS or Walgreens or Walmart, but I have seen these in Target. If you can't find it in Target, you can definitely purchase it on the e.l.f. Cosmetics website. Yes, e.l.f. Beauty Shield. This is in the shade Sheer Golden. Literally one of the best drugstore setting powders that I have tried. I feel like this is better, in my opinion, better than the Milani setting powder, better than the Black Radiant setting powder. This is, y'all, this is everything, and I am gonna have to purchase some more because I feel like I'm almost running out. So again, in the shade Sheer Golden. They have two shades on their website. I haven't seen both the shades in the store, but they do have two different shades, and this is the darkest. This is kind of like a banana shade, so it's a little bit lighter than the typical banana powder, but it looks so beautiful on the skin. I did do a full face of drugstore products recently, and I think I did use this in that video, I think, but I am gonna have the video down below so you guys can check that out. But yes, e.l.f. Beauty Shield setting powder you need in your life. So this next one you can pick up from Target and Walgreens. So I do consider it as a drugstore setting powder, but it is by Soap and Glory, and this is their One Heck of a Blot. So this is actually a compact powder. So you can use this to blot your face if you get oily throughout the day. This is gonna be easy to just throw in your purse, throw in your makeup bag, because it is a small little compact. But I like to use this to set my concealer under my eyes and also anywhere else on the face that I apply my concealer, and it just works just as good as a normal setting powder. So you can use this to set your concealer, or if you want to use it to blot your face throughout the day, you can do that as well. And it does come with a little puff ball. I just don't have it in here, but this does come with one of those. So if you do want to store this in your purse, you'll have that to apply it, you know, apply it with. But I usually just use a makeup brush to apply this, and it just looks like a, you know, like a normal translucent setting powder, and it does make the skin look matte. So under the eyes, down the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and my chin, that is what I use this for, and I love it. And I've actually been through two of these already. This is my third one. I use this non-stop on my channel in the past, and I think I've talked about this in several favorites videos, but this is a really good setting powder for those of you who want something that's not loose. If you prefer a compact setting powder, then definitely try this out. Again, you can get this from Target and Walgreens. I haven't seen it in CVS, but I have seen them in those two stores, so definitely check this out. Now these next two you can purchase from Sephora, and that is one by Too Faced Peach Perfect setting powder. Y'all already know I had to mention this in today's video. Y'all know this is holy grail status for me. I will never get tired of this setting powder, you guys. I absolutely love it. Like, I get excited talking about it because I love it that much. But this is going to keep everything in place all day long. Usually by the end of the day, I can see my oils peeking through, especially in this area because I do get oily. But when I use this, my face still looks really, really good by the end of the day. So yeah, so this is the Too Faced Peach Perfect setting powder. Hands down one of the best mattifying powders that I have ever tried, and I would definitely choose this over the Laura Mercier setting powder. And the last one I want to talk about is by Marc Jacobs. Now, I don't usually spend a good penny on setting powders, but I had to try this out. When I first saw it coming out, I was like, you know what? Let me try that out. And when I say this, like, I don't even know if I can pick between the two, either the Marc Jacobs or the Peach Perfect. So the one by Too Faced is going to keep you matte longer than the one by Marc Jacobs, but this one, I don't know, it just looks so pretty. I like how it performs, and it just looks so natural and so pretty on the skin. So I would have to choose these as my all-time favorite setting powders from Sephora. So I think that is all that I have for the video. So yeah, those are all of my Holy Grail liquid foundations and setting powders for this. What is that noise? All right, so those are all of my Holy Grail liquid foundations and setting powders for the summertime. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And also, don't forget to let me know if you want to see a video where I share my favorite primers. And any other type of video. Let me know your suggestions down below in the comments. And if any of the products that I mentioned in today's video you guys have already tried, let me know your thoughts on them. Let me know if you like them. Let me know if you don't like them. You guys already know I love to interact with you in the comments. So let's go ahead and chit chat down there. And I think that is all that I have. So if you enjoyed it, make sure you thumbs it up. Make sure you are subscribed if you're not subscribed already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.